Can I be advised if we are having some technical problems so that I do my discretion? What is the thing? Eh? Lukisa. Abo shumisa risani na wewe. Bas COVID. Okay, I think we are experiencing some technical challenges. I will then request all of us to bow our head as we observe a moment of silence. Thank you very much. You may sit. We'll then proceed to item 2, which is welcome remarks by the speaker. Let me take this opportunity and welcome all members of public in this special and rare occasion for the residents of Greater Tzaneen Municipality, as I already indicated, and beyond. I want to welcome all people in this event, and also very excited because as the municipality we have been consistent in terms of holding this kind of an activity. And I want to remind all of us that this activity is convened following the State of the Nation address, the State of the Province address, the State of the District address is going to be done, and we are in the State of the Municipal address. That will be preceded by the State of the Ward address. This platform assist or make an opportunity for the community to know what is happening in terms of the service delivery within our area of jurisdiction. In that note, I want to encourage all ward councillors and the traditional leadership in this meeting to make sure that after the State of the Municipal address, we'll be able to go down and do the State of the Ward address, of which I'm so excited, Mayor, because this concept of the State of the Ward address, we lobbied it at the provincial level, including the district, and I think it's gaining momentum in terms of making sure that all the wards within the province, if it was not due to COVID, we're going to do the State of the Ward address. In that note, I wanted to welcome all members of the community and all stakeholders in this meeting. Without much ado, we'll then proceed to item 3, which is the acknowledgement of guests by Councillor Tlangwane. Councillor Leti Tlangwane, over to you. Can we please have a roving mic to assist Councillor Tlangwane to come to the podium. Even if you can sit at that level, I don't think there is a problem. We can do that.
Thank you, Chairperson. our program director, to our fellow councillors, our traditional leaders, leaders of the opposition party, leaders of the ANC led by Ntate Kuleshai in Mopani region, to our ward committee, to our chief whip, Councillor Nemo, management led by municipal manager, all stakeholders of the Greater Zarin Municipality, our fellow residents, a very good morning to you. We are very privileged to be together, to be here today under a difficult condition of COVID-19, which affected the whole world. And we urge each and one of us to assist in fighting the pandemic. Program Director, without much waste of time, allow me to introduce the following guests. Amongst ourselves, we have Madam Speaker, the Speaker of Council, Lady Med. You can raise your hand so that they can see. We also have the Chief Whip of Council of the ruling party, Ntate Cromwell Nemo. Amongst ourselves, we have the Executive Mayor of Mopani District, Ntate Kuleshai. We also have a representative from Vision FM, led by Rios Tlajayo, and also Capricorn FM. Program Director. We also have Van Velden CEO, represented by Sesuisan. Amongst ourselves, we have 1 hour of our own, our alderman, Ntate OJ Mshwana. We also have our traditional leaders. Bona bakasiyeme mngayimi itomi tingisa kubako okwananiwa. Rena leba buhosi bya make, na leba buhosi ba mamitwa. Ena buhosi bjaka ina bjaka shihoko. Ena bakamhlaba bakuna. Ena buhosi bjaka ina ba mukuboya. Rostari na ba bujaji. Ena buhosi na ba mamabulo. Hape morbe ngona renali ho bayemedi ba saba basangu led by Ntate Mkani. Renali ba older person forum ba ona mowe akizo baka ka bunte na le ba local aid council ba ona, the gender forum bahona, traditional grouping bahona, renaleba CM Patuli CEO bahona moara arena ke mukabe rabusha rabadi. Madam Donsi Sijapala, by who were not already like that point, one of them, Donsi Sijapala. Leaders of political parties amongst ourselves here, Bawana, the EFF, the PAC, the ANC, the DA, Nalidi Ward Committee members Jarin. Morle War, never one of our all our Ward Committee members. Nalidi officials Jarin led by the municipal manager. The official Jarin to the police, at the district level, led by Tatena Sinapela, Brigadier Masinamela, Bangaima, Babelama, Bobo. And this is about 1 hour, Renalin, the organization Jarina, Maspala, local Jail, Jawa, Benabashumi, Labor Forum Jarina, the old Samu, Limato, Basamu, the Gayano, the Selamazo, the Bato, I think the program director, but I acknowledge and I will thank you, program director, for the opportunity.
Thanks very much, Councillor Kangwani, for the introductions of the guests. Amongst ourselves, Renali, the First Lady Arena, Mangena, Rokopala Michelle Toba Lebone, Renarapele, the member of the provincial legislature, Honorable Violet Mate. Renarapele, our alderman, the former mayor of Greater Zanin. Rapapele, Dr. Elijah Maswangani amongst ourselves. Tatawaka, where are you? Oh, okay, thank you very much. We appreciate your presence here. Hona le ba le gore ka ba re ba lebetsi a se ka ba kala my gemišetšo e ka ba ile mistake o ka ba le gona as and when they remind us, Councillor Leti will always come in and acknowledge them. Thank you very much. Our video, just 2 minutes. There is a video that needs to be played. I'm not sure as to whether we are ready. What is that?
11 minutes.
Hello?
11 minutes.
Oh, 11 minutes. Can we play for 11 minutes? Can we, I'll be advised in terms of that, so that we able to move with speed.
Thank you very much. My name is Councillor Mangena Maripe. My name is Mayor of Greater Zanin Municipality. I'm part of the generation of councillors from 2016 to 2021. As a municipality, when we assumed office in 2016, we then took very critical decisions in order to change the lives of our people as mandated by the manifesto. But one of the most critical decisions that we took was to make sure that in terms of service delivery and infrastructure development, we were going to spread objectively across the 4 clusters of Greater Zanin Municipality. Those clusters are Relela, Ranimate, Lesedi, and Bulamatlo. We understand that in some clusters there might be still concerns that certain villages or settlements are not necessarily covered as per the expectation, but that is highly noted, and we know that we are running with the speed of lightning to make sure that we cover almost everyone as objective as possible. We're just going to reflect briefly on the list of the work that we've been doing as evidence that work has been done throughout the clusters, and to make the community aware that there's a lot of work that has been done. In the Lesedi cluster, we have built a very beautiful road that connects the people of Lenyenye via Mujetreni to Kujuan. The new cemetery of Lenyenye is also accessible because of the new road. If you looked at the quality of the road, you'll be able to confirm that we are hard at work and really living to the expectations of the people. We have also been able to deal with the Kodesa to Hani road. It had some issues, legal battles, but we are excited that today the road has resumed after the court pronounced that we should be able to proceed with the road and give people services. We have also been able to build one of the most beautiful taxi ranks in Nkwankua. Similar taxi rank has been built in Lenyenye, just at the entrance. We have taken a decision as council that what we wanted to do was to make sure that we are creating a balance in terms of service delivery on especially these townships where we have got ratepayers, because our objective is that we want to make sure that the residents who are ratepayers are actually happy or satisfied with service delivery in order for them to happily pay the rates and help the municipality's coffers to grow in order to provide even more services. We have taken a decision that the problems of the Nkwankua cemetery and the Lenyenye cemetery must become a thing of the past. If you go there today, you'll find that there's much work that is being done, augmenting that we have already done to make sure that those things are accessible and easy to use for our people, but also clearly protected. We are also putting Apollo lights in various places. It is important to note that mostly Apollo lights are a reaction to particular spots which are crime-ridden. We've done so at Kujuana, we've done so in Dan. Dan was notorious for crime activities. We have put some Apollo lights and will continue to put more as advised by the SAPS or a security cluster. But it's also our pleasure to announce that in all offices of royal houses, we have put Apollo lights as per the instruction of the Premier of the province of Limpopo, Ndatima Tabata. And we are going to continue to put in other remote areas. The Matrapatuli Sega road is found in 184, Lepebani. Very slippery, muddy, and just bad. Today, immediately the road is completed and we have ended it over. We'll be proud that young children will be able to go to school, people will be able to access clinics, etc. In Wulamatwe cluster, we've been able to build a very beautiful quality infrastructure, a road from Yaka via Begastorp to Mafaran. For those who know Mafaran, would know that over a period of time, those people were just locked out of economic activities in the world because of the poor conditions of the road. The other important road that we've been able to build is a road that leads to, it's a ring road that leads to a place called Marmofas. In that space, there's a school called Ramulige, there's Nelson Ramulige High. That school was completely performing low to the extent that children were running out from that school because of poor performance. And the main reason, accessibility. Today, things have changed. We have built a road that is awaiting handing over to the community and use. But also there's a pedestrian crossing road that crosses over the Tabina River, one of the biggest rivers. It would have been too expensive and impossible for the municipality to build a proper crossover bridge. And that's the reason why we built a pedestrian crossover bridge, just to allow kids and other people who are going to Lenyenye for services. We are busy with building an infrastructure in Pararawa 28. It's also it's almost a 9-kilometer road, which will help the people of Parara to have access to other services outside their own area, because that is virtually being impossible. Upon completion, those people will be able to access two main roads, one that leads to Gororo and one that leads to town in Zanin. But also we are happy to announce that the Department of Public Works and Infrastructure is in the process of building the long-awaited road of Dr. C.N. Padlo Hospital via Para. That road will be built. It is a priority number 2 in terms of the plans of the department, and we are looking forward. It's not for this financial year at the time when they have got money, but we know that they have got that particular priority. There are also 2 stadiums there that have been built in the prior years, and the municipality has been able to revamp them because it is part of their assets to make sure that it is revamped. In the Relela cluster, which is very mountainous, inaccessible in many ways, we have taken a deliberate action, and if you can be able to observe, almost all the wards currently would be saying they are able to access at least a service or 2 in relation to the roads infrastructure, because that's one area where there's a dire need. The Mobile access road is almost complete, awaiting handover to the communities. For those who know Mobile High School, you know that during examinations, teachers were carrying exam packages, walking on foot, which was a high risk, but also the people were not able to access a lot of things. The Relela village, we have built a very long road, which we believe is assisting young kids to go to schools, but also assisting people to access graveyards and other key services, transport, public transport, as we speak today. If you want to see one of the most beautiful infrastructure ever built by Greater Zanzibar Municipality, you go to Relela Community Wall. It's big, it's beautiful, up to standard. And we believe that the people there are able to use it to do the work that they want to do, including church services, other community services, funerals, etc. We are proud of those kind of things that we've done. In the Renimate cluster, the people of Greater Zanzibar Municipality should know that we are currently busy with 3 roads. Those 3 roads should have been built in prior years. Unfortunately, due to technical issues that were beyond our control, we could not, and we had to wait up until those glitches were dealt with. And we are happy to announce that the work has been done. We are busy with internal streets in Mandlakazi village in Ward 13. We are busy with internal streets in Ngwametwa to Mwajaheni. We are also busy with internal streets in Nkambako, Ward 5. But we are also aware that the Department of Public Works and Infrastructure has got its own priorities about the roads which we were supposed to build but couldn't because of some technical issues that had to be dealt with. But if you want to see one of the most modern libraries, you go to Runmade. See, the Department of Sport Agriculture has put a beautiful infrastructure there. And the same kind of a library, we are reliably informed that will also be built in the Relela cluster. And that would suggest that the Wulamatlo, Relela and Runmade would be having modern libraries, and we shall be awaiting for the Sedi cluster to have its own. We therefore want to thank the residents of Greater Zanzibar Municipality for the cooperation that we have received. As we have said in 2016, when we made a commitment that together we shall advance people's power in every community. When we said local government is in each one of us hands. Indeed, we have considered all our communities in Greater Zanzibar Municipality. We'd like to invite one and all to consider making sure that we register in our numbers to make sure that we are able to increase the capacity of Greater Zanzibar Municipality. But also on the 17th and the 18th of July, go and make sure that all those who want to change their voting district are able to do so. All those who want to register as new voters must go and do so. On the 27th of October, all of us must be ready to go and vote in order for us to make sure that service delivery continues. Thank you very much.
Can we have a big round of applause for the video playing? Thank you very much. We also want to acknowledge the following people: Zaneni Business Forum, Wisani Funeral Parlor, Rita Plaza Management, Magic Build, Greater Zaneni Business Chamber, Zaneni Mall Management, Disability Forum of Zaneni, the South African Youth Council of Zaneni, and the acting CEO of Jiteda, Mr. Mlauzi. You are acknowledged in this kind of a sitting. Haunta riafita, kandaka kutsinyana kwa kukopela ri amawele on the podium, the Councillor Maunatlala to give the purpose of the gathering. Can you please use that mic, roving mic, so quick, so that we allow him to give the purpose of the meeting. A round of applause, please.
Thanks. Thanks. Thanks very much, Madam Speaker, for the opportunity once again. Allow me to utilize this time to, through you, and greet the one who is at the helm of our municipality, Mirwa, and also his counterparts at the district level, Mutuwadze, the chairperson of the ruling party in Norman Mashawani, my fellow EXCO members, through you, Honorable Nemo, let me greet councillors, a contingent of administration led by the MM, and all distinguished guests, Banzevale Ibabe Umo, Lema Oshiare Naka of Fabana Maora, by Tony Billy Baligarege, Maoshi, Gampano, the Quadrami, Dialocha. Meraguaga, Merago, Obana, just to indicate the rationale behind our convergence here today, let me succinctly say is to outline the strategic objective of our municipality in terms of the MFMA. How do we chart the way forward in terms of spending our medium-term revenue and framework expenditure? But I think it is perfectly known that each and every year during this time, as a municipality, we are expected to table a budget, and of which in our case is a budget that is amounting to a staggering amount of 1.6 billion. The mayor today is expected to share with you so that we have a glimpse, a vivid portrait of how will the budget unfold in our endeavors, in our quest to expedite service delivery to our people amid the economic outlook that has contracted so severely. But one thing that I need to emphasize is that the budget that we have adopted and adopted in council has undergone scrutiny through Budget Steering Committee and other forums led by the Speaker through public consultation, IBP referrals. And we would like to also reassure this House that we are operating within the framework of financial prescripts as encapsulated in the Municipal Financial Management Act. Therefore, Madam Speaker, That was the purpose of today. Then the summer will unfold. Jarana uro teleja mera ba feola saurala raudor war tsare deile rala pamela getswatse ya.
A very big round of applause for them. Bandega utsinya sebaka andeka kudankari datutuma. Yaga item 6, which is the introduction of the mayor by Councillor Mbalati. After that, we'll have a poet, mayor's poet by, I think it's Japala. I think we'll do that. Then that's where we'll be ushering our honorable mayor to come on the podium after the introduction and the poet to do what he's supposed to do. Councillor Mbalati, a round of applause for Councillor Mbalati.
Thanks very much, Speaker of Council, Medical Educator, as well as the Program Director of this event. The Councillor Legitlangwana has actually acknowledged all the guests present here. For the sake of time, I will actually round up and say all protocol observed. It's not actually, it's not an intention of undermining, but for the sake of saving time. A program, Madam Speaker, is like in athletics, they call it here, that race which they call relay race. You hand over a stick. If the first one is slow, they like you, that the last one will be the lastest one is there. I won't actually like to disappoint the first one, but the second one, they've done very well. I'll also be equal to the task. I am standing here before this event to introduce a giant. One I was reaching on a more locally, like any other child. Utomile uitubisecha ukamusoba hage ona. He started his lower primary, higher primary, high school learning locally. After completion of those layers, he chose to be trained as a professional educator. He excelled in that field. Politically, our Japanese steps. He started from where he was supposed to start. Kana wera ya hale, nekuneli ba swamo ensi thoma hona o aga ba buya Japan. At the level of the pioneer group, everybody Tsabuma Supatsila, by Uncle Sisu. That's where he started. He grew up politically and started to participate at the ANC youth level. He represented this region, this sub-region, and equally even his branch across all upper structures, that is regionally, provincially, and nationally, as a delegate, and across all when he was required to do so. He outgrown that level, and and he actually joined the ranks of the mother body activities. He was actually identified that he had the capacity to lead the branch Yakwa Happy. And he was elected as the chairperson of that branch. Fast forward, all branches of this sub-region identified his capacity and potential. He was actually elected as the sub-regional chairperson of Maripe sub-region. I think that is a sign that there is no shortcut in this glorious movement of ours. You are actually groomed so that whenever a need arises or called upon, you will actually handle all responsibility with maturity. Governance-wise, there were no shortcuts. He started as a ward committee member. He also graduated into becoming a ward councillor. From being a ward councillor, representing his ward, he was seconded to the district municipality, where he excelled on all the deployments. Further, the organization felt that we needed to utilize this potential fully. He was deployed as the chief whip of Greater Lenyenye Municipality. And he kept that responsibility thoroughly to an extent that in 2016, he was identified that he had the capacity to become a political head of this institution. That is the mayorship. Standing here, he is the current mayor of Greater Lenyenye Municipality. Madam Speaker, allow me to introduce Miro Godfrey Maripe, the mayor of Greater Lenyenye Municipality. Miro, well, this child. Thanks very much.
Towards the end, Mayor, I think you'll have come to the podium.
Ke nna mo itumela wa ga rakgale ke dira mo go toretsa mmiro tšeetša mmiro wa lekoko a ge tšhaba sa Afrika Borwa ka mmasepaleng wa Greater Lenyenye bulang ditsebe le theetšeng ge mmiro a bolela fegola se borara gobane o šišitše o kalokane o wa lošitše to o šomile mmiro wa se retha sefepi jago ga teo ka šiši wa ba tswapile ka moka makhanselara ba šiba bohle o tlarogela o tshela wa tsena fase o gata ka tšato e le ge o emela dipata yona service delivery clustereng ka moka o ba o pile ka moka makhanselara ka pheko tša go makshope moruto e le wana wa service delivery ka mmasepaleng wa Greater Lenyenye ditshemo o ba oreditše ba aloga e le bagale ya counseling social distancing le hand sanitizing ya ba the new normal e le gona go boloka maphelo tšhabeng sa Greater Tzaneen Municipality. Ya katlampana service delivery wa se tekateke mmiro. Hi bula n'wina kokwana mutshamaxitulu wa yindlu ya vukosi eMopani district. N'wina kokwana Filia hosi N'wamitwa wa vumbirhi. Hi leri jara n'wina kokwana. Namuntlha ri chancisile ngoma yi humele. Mina karale hano. N'wina Hahani District Commissioner General Mathebula. Yana ni mahlweni mi n'wi hlayisa tanihi vondlo. Sirhelelani xituvana lexi xi nga dyiwi hi magama. U shumile Mirwa, u tsenifasiweja khwiti wa xuma wa vavaleji. U shumile Maripe, u mera wa masipala wa Greater Tzaneen. Maditula we, ke maditula vukavedi ya Mangena. Maditula a ri katsa ni rokeritšwe ke mokgwiti. Yo a boga mmamabolo a solwana. Mirwa we, ke mmirwa wa lekopo gobane a ša lekopo a se mmirwa ke mmirwa. Yo a boga makubuni matšhabeleni ga mmathata a maitrela. Ga lepila-pila lešokolo ga mmametsi a dikweng. A dikwa ke yena kgenelo a dikase a thakana. Yo a boga mpogodi ba molatswana molapo wa go šakwela. Wa thuka letropi mohlole yalo. Babirwa we, babirwa le sile bogosi morago. Le dorega le sepila la le tututu. Ke tšhaba medi. Ke a leboga.
Madam Speaker of Council, Councillor Dikeledi Mete, and the Program Director of the day, Wasfakasalim Pilen Sona. Eren Rudimedi say, the Chief Whip of Council, Dr. Cromwell Nemo, the Executive Mayor of Mopani District Municipality, Dr. Buleshai, Shayama Abu Mutuazi, Executive Committee members of Greater Tzaneen Municipality, Alderman O.J. Mushwana, upon whose foundation we are working, Chairperson of Chairpersons, Councillor Municipal Justice, Aga Mayor Lenyenye, all leaders of opposition parties in Greater Tzaneen Municipality, fellow councillors, esteemed royal houses present here. Ke bone go shimba maholo bona ba moshato wa lekolo betja bja tladi e ba bonile ba ka shiwoko ba ka nyabane ba hlabe e ba bonile ba ka mhlaba ba nkuna ba shilobana re le bonile na ba thabile dinoko tja ga mo boya le gona mo ina jona kwa tamina amakati ba mjaji dugolobe zidubula zawukhalaka bazali baga ka mo ke tswanga ona ba ka ba mathapana ka mabotlo thapa ka metsi le a kwaologa re le bone le gona wana secretaries of all what committees present here, community stakeholders that we have worked with throughout the years. Let me just take this opportunity to single out, with due respect, our father, the man who is recognized internationally for the work he does, the author of many books, Dr. Elijah Maswangani. Wherever he goes, he gets standing ovation, and it is unlucky that in our midst, we recognize very less of him. And I think, Madam Speaker, going forward, we should be able to know and recognize so that when the world celebrates him, we as well are able to celebrate him. By Tlapilika Mugaba, the NPO, they like knowledge. Madam Speaker, on the 25th of May 1963, Africa made history with the formation of the Organization of African Unity, a predecessor to the African Union. On the 25th, we celebrated that day in memory of that historic event. In this month, we celebrate Africa and acknowledge the successes of the organization of the African Unity and the current AU, with the fight against colonization and the progress that Africa has made while reflecting upon the common challenges that the continent faces in a global environment. This year, Africa's Month is celebrated under the theme, the Year of Art, Culture and Heritage, in the year of Charlotte McCaig. We must celebrate our people in the arts and culture sphere who have set the music scene on fire, mainly from our space, but also from the province. We single just a few. In our own backyard, we've got our own son, King Monada, who's taking the nation by storm. We also have Kenichi Vamba of the Go Explore. We also want to congratulate them for having won a national award for their performance. Whereas many will believe that Master KG lives in Kelly's, which is in Maruleng, Master KG acknowledges that he has got his own new residence around Bakerston. Therefore, we want to claim him as well. Madam Speaker, during this Africa Month, we must be able to embrace our culture, tradition, and customs. Africa Month is time for us to embrace our African brothers and sisters. We must try by all means to understand and appreciate their circumstances and to welcome them in our own communities and be able to live with them side by side as long as they are in our country legally so. All of us, we will say we are one Africa when Africa must unite. Madam Speaker, let me take this opportunity and pay homage to the late Moses Mahasha, a former councillor who passed on last year around February. He was the chairperson of chairpersons in this municipality and leading very well. One of the councillors who have served this municipality with distinction. May his soul rest in peace. It will be an oversight on our side if we will forget the leadership provided by Hosi Mutlababumberi, who became one of the first victims of coronavirus and where we were able to observe Executive Mayor that it is possible to bury a well-known figure while you are just a handful. And all of us learned a lesson from them. This municipality also lost its former chief whip, Comrade Joyce Nkwinika. May her soul rest in peace. We'd also want to go further to acknowledge some members of the ward committees who are serving our communities together with us, because for us, they are our colleagues who have passed on. We remember, in brief, Moyana LC of Ward 19, Jelani Mampe of Ward 16, Malisa Alfios of Ward 16, Mola Peter of Ward 31, Shogun Rachel of Ward 34, Tinyuko Joyce Molovera of Ward 25, George Makubela of Ward 6, and Masulu Pilus of Ward 9, and many others who might not have recorded. Our esteemed royal councils, immediately upon assuming office, the first step we did was to make sure that we are going to have engagement with you, as we did. And we did engagement by visiting your various councils successfully so. In 2019, we welcomed Khoshi Jack Muhuboya, who replaced Libya Muhuboya as the leader of Batavini, Muhuboya. Executive Mayor, the Premier of the province, gave an order that all royal councils must receive Apollo lights in order to make sure that their areas are adequately illuminated. We want to report to you, Executive Mayor, so that we are able to convey our message that in Greater Zanele Municipality, all our royal houses have been able to receive Apollo lights. We are prepared and everyone to work and ever ready to work with our traditional leaders to pursue the development agenda of our people. Madam Speaker, we cannot call ourselves a nation if our women and children are still not safe. Violence perpetrated against women and children is widespread and impacts almost in all aspects of life. Gender-based violence is systematic and it is deeply entrenched in culture, traditions, and institutions. We must embark on 365 days campaign on no violence against women and children by supporting victims, creating awareness, and whistleblowing. Re lovile batho ba bantši ba re ba ratang ka baka la gender-based violence. Go na le ba ba latelang go gopotša batho ba rena gore re tšwa mo kae. Kgaetšedi ya rena le ngwaga 35 Lindiwe Mohale o tšhubilwe ka petrol a ba a tlhokofala a tšhuba ke boyfriend yago. Re molokile mokibelo wa go feta, memorial service wa go was in this particular hall. Dikeledi Sebopetša, an educator, has been missing since the 22nd of September 2020. Nobody knows where she is. An 11-year-old grade 3 girl from Belana village was raped by a man who accompanied her mother to the bus stop when she was going to work. Kgaugelo Shai was murdered in September 2020 and her body was found 2 weeks after she went missing. She was killed by her boyfriend who was just released from prison for another murder of another girlfriend. In 2020 July, in Shibungu village, Ward 23, an 8-year-old girl, California Molamudi, was raped and murdered by a close family member. In Nkwankowa, a 51-year-old man killed himself along with his 9-year-old and 13-year-old daughters. One of the daughters was burned beyond recognition. A 65-year-old man raped his granddaughter of 14 years. And that thing continued for 2 years, and from time to time he would bribe her with money. In Lipepan 134, Maite Mavuso was murdered by her boyfriend. We want to call on the justice system to punish mercilessly the perpetrators of gender-based violence. Let us all unite to put end to the gender-based violence. When we assumed office in 2016, we promised to fight against crime, corruption, and fraud. We also declared that municipal officials and councillors and their families will be barred from doing business with the municipality. As part of our party's local government election manifesto, we promised that corrupt municipal officials and councillors will be liable for losses incurred due to their actions. In June 2018, as Greater Than Municipality, we launched the Anti-Fraud and Corruption Hotline in our endeavor to combat malfeasance and the abuse of municipal resources. This was aimed at assisting the municipality in dealing with rogue employees who compromise the work of the council by engaging in activities that reduce the effectiveness of municipality in executing its constitutional mandate. Several officials were arrested by the Hawks at the Nkwankwa testing station on allegations of corruption. This was made possible through the cooperation of the communities. Disciplinary actions were taken against the perpetrators of such acts. Today, the practice of paying bribe to get either a driver's license or learners is no longer a norm. We have redeemed the dignity of our people who suffered due to these ruthless arrangements, which meant that those who come from poor family backgrounds suffered at the hands of the government that is supposed to help them. We urge our people to use our anti-fraud and corruption hotline to expose those who exploit our communities for their selfish benefits. Taniri vaakatiko valasani kota kuenda ku ri ku va na a very strong community policy forums and safety forums. Councillor Machimani, we want to appreciate the work that you have been doing throughout, but also must go further to applaud the work that was done in a place called Dan, which was notorious nationwide for crime. Today, mothers and fathers and children are able to work even in the evening without fear of crime. Our community safety forum was instrumental in dealing with gangsterism in that part of the community. I must also commend and appreciate the role played by patrollers in curbing those activities. Ladies and gentlemen, the year 2020 was a very difficult one. COVID-19 hit our country very badly. Since coronavirus was declared a pandemic by the World Health Organization in December 2019, our normal way of life has dramatically changed. The virus has been running havoc globally and has since killed 3.5 billion all over the world. South Africa has lost over 55,000 people since the start of this pandemic. 1.6 million people were infected, whereas 1.5 have since recovered. Limpopo province recorded 64,000 plus cases with 2,415 deaths. Greater Than Municipality, our own place, has recorded 4,994 cumulative cases, of which 4,733 have recovered with 236 COVID-related deaths, and only 23 cases remain active as we speak today. Madam Speaker, with the majority of our people involved in the informal sector and the private sector, the pandemic has had a devastating impact on the local economy and the livelihood of our people. To protect food security, we established local food banks to avert hunger and deprivation and to supplement the provisioning of food parcels by the South African Social Security Agency, SASSA. Here in Zanini, we distributed over 5,000 food parcels to deserving families. Most of these families depend on the informal sector, which was shut down during the hard lockdown. We want to give special thanks to a number of stakeholders who were able to donate to us in order to help the vulnerable. But we should also give special thanks to BPS Zanini, a Hindu religious group that volunteered to feed our people at the homeless shelter by providing them with 3 hot meals a day. I'll ask that we give them a round of applause. Working in cooperation with the various governments, which included traffic, SAPS, SAS, SNDF, and municipal officials, we managed to enforce disaster regulations. We also monitored compliance and created awareness in places of worship, shopping centers, and funerals. Those who remember will know that Maripe Plaza Shopping Center was at some stage a challenge because thousands of people stood in queues to buy food due to fears of food shortage. We also experienced challenges with post offices as people flocked to get their COVID-19 relief grant of 350 rands. But warina ne ba bereka bosolo motshegare go shireletša setšhaba. Ga baka la ge go ba go ena le mašata a mantši a go bolela ka corruption gore batho ba utswa dijo batho ba dira bjang. As Greater Zanini Municipality Executive Mayor, re ra tšea sephetho sa gore re nyaka gore makhansela ba rena ba be safe. Ra dumella gore process e ka moka ga yona e sepedišwe ke department and the officials re šomisa the criteria that was established or created by SASSA. And we want to report, proudly so, that the program started and ended without any scandal attached to all the leadership of Greater Zanini Municipality. Madam Speaker, we established a homeless center for 48 people, the people who live around the streets in Zanini. Various stakeholders were involved in ensuring that 48 people were accommodated at the shelters, and they were fed. With the help of social workers and medical practitioners, we guaranteed that the safety and health of all inmates were prioritized. Considering the inmates' history of drug usage, the Department of Health was on call and at times on site for emergencies. Madam Speaker and members of Council, the program to vaccinate people has already begun and more people will get vaccine in the coming weeks. The vaccination of the elderly has already started in our municipality as we speak. The elderly are getting vaccinated at Lenyenye Stadium. The Department of Health will announce sites in addition to the current sites, which include Letaba Hospital, Dr. Cien Hospital, Van Velden, and Zanini Mediclinic. On good governance, our municipality, as guided by the manifesto which we read in this hall in 2016, dealt with the issues of legal fees. Legal cases have placed a spotlight on the municipality for many years. And during our acceptance speech in this hall, we urged administration to do the right things and comply with the law. I am proud to announce that during our time in office as a group of councillors from 2016 to 2021, there is no single court case that was initiated and we lost. Local government is often beset with challenges of instability and continuity. These challenges affect the productivity of municipalities and the attainment of their goals. On behalf of all the councillors, I am proud and pleased to announce that we have retained the top administrative leadership that we appointed in both 2017 and 2018 respectively. This has brought in stability and helped us to reach a majority of objectives that we set out to achieve. Ikukomisa, we have employed senior managers, directors, section 56 and 57. We have not removed a single one or dismissed a single one, because we were believing that we are hiring people with the relevant qualification and the prerequisite skills. We have reviewed our organogram to effectively respond to our strategic objectives. Our organizational structure was not as necessarily aligned to our strategic objectives and made it difficult to respond to the needs of our people. The Auditor General South Africa has consistently raised the issue of lack of performance monitoring in government. We are pleased to announce that for the first time after a long time, the municipality will start cascading the performance management system to other levels of employees in the 2021-2022 financial year. This will ensure that performance is improved at all levels and each employee takes responsibility for their area of work. As we said, 80% of success is linked to recruitment, and failure to recruit the right caliber of public servants is a failure to plan. From the onset, we took a resolution to appoint highly qualified and skilled public servants who are up to the challenge. Madam Speaker, through your department, we have been able to strengthen our ward committees through training and capacity building. We have also increased the monthly stipend for ward committees from 500 to 1,500 rand for all 350 ward committee members drawn from across the 35 wards. On policy review, during the period under review, we have been able to, through council resolution, to gazette 18 bylaws. And this will help the SAPS and the traffics to enforce the rule of law. Councillor Maunatala and Councillor Masina, among the people we lead, there are those who cannot afford to pay for the basic services such as water and electricity. As the government, this category of resident is catered through the indigent program, which provides for a free basic electricity and water. Through this program, 26,626 households each receive 50 kiloliters of electricity and 6 kiloliters of water per month. A majority of these households are found in rural areas, with our towns and townships accounting for only 2,600 households. These residents in urban areas receive 100% rebates on refuse removal and property rates. On billing challenges and migration, because the world is developing, we have migrated to a new financial system in line with government regulations and requirements for financial reporting and accounting, known as Municipal Standard Chart of Accounts, MSCOA. With this migration, which is part of the government regulation reforms, we have encountered billing challenges. We have resolved a bulk for those challenges, and as things stand, 90% of the work has been done. The remaining challenges will be dealt with within the next few months. Chairperson of the infrastructure, in the absence of the head of portfolio, Councillor Ntimbani, we have improved our turnaround time for the approval of building plans. And this will reduce the frustration faced by our residents and developers who play a critical role in the sustainable growth of our municipality. All plans which meet the requirements are approved within 30 days. We are proceeding to make sure that there is maintenance of infrastructure at the heart of, which is the heart of service delivery. Poor maintenance of roads is costly. Our roads infrastructure is aging and requires an overhaul as it is becoming more and more expensive to maintain. However, Ka lebaka la tlhaelelo ya resources, re fetsa re dira a few because we have got very limited budget. And overalling may not happen all at the same time. Ya matlweni gingirika eri kare imeka shoko, our streets in the rural village are serviced and maintained. In the past 4 years, he spent late 40 million to repair our roads, grading of service of streets. Although we have upgraded most of the major roads leading in and out of our rural communities, internal streets are largely gravel, and these roads are flooded during rainy seasons and require grading and graveling. Ha kushava grader ngweti ya kuunza kuri ita cash kamwe ne other graders that we have as an effort to also make sure that we continue to insource, so that at the end of the day the municipality must have its own capacity to do service on its own. Grading services jarena a di diragale go go ena le mago fela. Masepala wa Zaneni o dumela go gradera ga motho a ena le graduation, e motho a ena le lenyalo, ga motho a ena le ntho e le gore e ya ga setšhaba. It is fallacy to spread information ya gore grader ya Zaneni e bonagala go go ena le lego. We want to call on all of you to spread the message that that is wrong information. Our councillors continue to spread. Positive about Municipal, but it is possible sometimes not to have the necessary resources. The communities is too big with more than 140 villages. Sometimes on water issues, we want to start by indicating that water is not just a basic human need. It is a basic human right. And failure to provide water is a violation of human rights. That is why we have intensified our efforts to supplement the work of the district municipality in providing water in our rural communities through water tankers. Greater Zaneni Municipality working together with the district, we dispatch more than 800 water tankers or loads to areas with chronic water shortage, to schools, funerals, and other gatherings at a monthly cost of just under $500,000. We operate 3 water treatment plants that produce a combined 16 megaliters of water a day, supplying Zaneni and Sitel. We want to proudly pronounce Executive Mayor that the Mupani District Municipality, which you are leading, has been able to listen to our cry and went to resolve the problem of sewer in Lenyenye, which over a period of time was a serious problem. We are also proud to note that your municipality is investing millions of rands to make sure that the long-time problem of Lenyenye must be resolved. You will get our maximum support, because if the problem of water is not resolved, our effort to collect revenue becomes virtually impossible. We want to call on all our communities not to engage in protest action, rather to engage with leadership, because we know the leadership both at the district led by Councillor Buleshai and the leadership here in the local municipality are ready to meet stakeholders whenever there are challenges in order to deal with those challenges. This chronic water challenge is also compounded by illegal connections, vandalism, theft, non-payment of services, and lack of water resources. We must therefore jointly warn our people about the importance of water preservation and protection of water infrastructure. On that note, I want to call on each one of us to play our role in reducing water leaks by reporting pipe burst and the illegal use of municipal fire hydrants. Each drop of water matters. We will publish on various platforms who can we report to when we see water leakages. In the current financial year, working with the Municipal District Municipality, we have built 1,584 VIP toilets in communities around Greater Zane Municipality. In the next financial year, Mopani is committing an amount of 22.5 million through the MIG fund for us to continue with work in providing rural household sanitation, because sanitation is dignity. We are recording 74 progress in the upgrading of Nkwankwa sewer works in Nkwankwa Township, where we are constructing a trickling filter, constructing a secondary settling tank, construction of kitchen facilities and ablution block, provisioning of automated screens and rehabilitation of inlet works platform, and also the construction of sludge. But we must also point out that the project has exhausted the previous MIG budget. A revised technical report has been submitted to DWS to source for approval for additional funding. We want to applaud that Executive Mayor and your team. The district will be proceeding with phase 2 of this project, where we will construct water reticulation in the Mutlaba area. For this project, we have set aside an amount of 40 million from the MIG and will budget a 50 million during the 22-23 financial year. We want to appreciate that, Executive Mayor. The district has also set aside 40 million for Tabina to Lenyenye bulk water supply and a further 60 million for the last phase of this project to be completed in the 22-23 financial year. We are aware of the stoppage of the project that must provide water to the people of Lenyenye who are ratepayers so that they can continue to pay rates even better. The matter will be attended to by the Executive Mayor, who will soon meet with the stakeholders there, probably on the 3rd of June. The sewer challenges in Dan Village is being addressed. Mopan District Municipality has appointed a service provider to do maintenance on the sewer system. The service provider will soon start with the work. Thank you very much. The district is also talking to the issues of Tabani bulk water supply and all the villages that must benefit with these millions that have been put there. But it's also talking to the issues of tours with all the villages that will be benefiting from the supply. We can also report to the Jobi to Mawa Ramuchinyadi phase 2 around Murabalala and Maunatlala and block 5. The work was around the construction of a 9.7 kilometer reticulation pipe, installation of 772 household taps, and construction of a 464 kiloliters elevated steel tank. In Bulovedu South, the district has got a Taban Regional Water Scheme project with a budget of 18.2 million, and the Taban Regional Water Scheme and Extension project with a budget of 23.7 million. Gabula Matwa, there is a 44 million budget that has been pulled by the district. Through the water infrastructure grant, the district will be implementing the following projects: refurbishment, rehabilitation and upgrading of internal water network and development of boreholes at Makubiduni at 5.2 million. Phase 2 of Maripe project, where they will be doing refurbishment, rehabilitation, upgrading of internal water reticulation and borehole development. I want the House to note that we are saying we, because as government, we are one, although we might be differing in terms of the levels. Infrastructure development. Infrastructure development, a key that can unlock economic growth and general development. Without proper, reliable infrastructure, investors seldom consider setting up business investment, as it is normally costly to do so in the absence of infrastructure such as water, electricity, and roads. Greater Lenyenye Municipality has in the past decade engaged in rapid rollout of infrastructure through the financial injection of the Municipal Infrastructure Grant. The past 10 years have seen an acceleration in the upgrading of critical roads across the municipality. However, our focus today will be on the projects implemented in the past 5 years. Madam Speaker, we want to account to the community that a total of 12 roads upgrading projects have been completed or ongoing in the past 5 years. In its implementation, the municipality has considered roads that have an economic impact, as well as roads in critical conditions. In the promotion of fairness, projects have been spread across the municipality in the clusters. We decided to balance the allocation of infrastructure development projects. The decision was taken to address the accusation by the public that municipality leadership was biased towards certain areas and clusters, and that projects were channeled to specific areas while excluding others. In the Ralela cluster, we'll just cut short because we believe that the video was able to speak the language that we'll be speaking. But in general, Madam Speaker, let me point out that all the clusters of Greater Lenyenye Municipality today will stand up proud that in each and every cluster there is a visible service delivery from this municipality, the district, and sector departments. We are supporting one another in order to make sure that the people that we serve succeed. The video has spoken to a number of projects which I will not repeat, and the millions that we have invested. But we'd like to quickly speak to the new roads that are ongoing and still not complete. That it is important for the community to know that we have resolved in 2017 to build certain roads that are called D roads. And it is at that time when the province took a decision that municipalities and the district must no longer do the roads that are not theirs. And we were stopped to do roads. It's an engagement which I know the executive mayor in his other capacities, the leader of the ruling party in the region, continues to engage at the level of the province with a view that they must review that position in order for the Muruji Road to Mabele to be completed. Alias for the road from Mashilwane to Rulani to be completed. But for as long as that permission, authorization has not been given, we may not be able to do so. You would also have noted that we are going to be finishing the road that we started in Zangoma to Maripe. Madam Speaker, through your permission, I'm going to skip a number of the roads which have been flagged here and quickly rush to the Community Services Department. We have in the past 5 years successfully issued 250,000 vehicle license renewals or license discs, which is an average of 50,000 renewals per year as Greater Lenyenye Municipality. On disaster management, Although disaster management falls under the jurisdiction of the district municipality, as a local municipality, we complement and supplement the work of the district municipality. Our local office has distributed 753 blankets, 614 mattresses, and 76 tents to disaster-struck families. These are families who have lost their homes to storms, winds, and fire. Houses built along flood lines are most likely to be flooded during heavy rainfall. Mud houses are unable to withstand the pressure, and in case of fire, it takes time for fire trucks to arrive due to distance. On cemeteries, we are upgrading in Nkwankua and Lenyenye the two cemeteries. The first phase of the project to improve the cemeteries has been completed with the installation of palisade fencing in both cemeteries. The first phase, however, did not cover the entire length of the perimeter of the cemetery. The outstanding will be covered in the next phase of the project. The palisade fence, however, not covered the entire length of the perimeter in both cemeteries, which will be covered in the third phase. The old ablution facilities in Nkwankua have been revamped after they were vandalized. The entrance to Lenyenye cemeteries has also been paved with bricks, and ventilated pit latrines have been built inside the cemetery. The Nkwankua cemetery has been extended by 16 hectares after the old cemetery reached its capacity. The original site of the Lenyenye cemetery also reached its capacity, and the new cemetery was built about 3 kilometers away. There is also a new tar road from Lenyenye to the cemetery and through to Kujan village. Ladies and gentlemen, a new library has been added to the 5 existing libraries in the municipality. The state-of-the-art Runnymede library that we have just seen. It has been completed, awaiting official over the community. But we must also report that working together with Water, the municipality is in the process of building the Relela Library. This year, we opened the newly built Zaleni Correctional Service alongside the Minister of Justice and Correctional Services, Dr. Ronald Lamola. On sports facilities, still under community services, councillors and leadership will understand that historically, decent sporting facilities were reserved for the townships, cities, and suburbs. Our people who live in rural communities had to settle for dusty sports fields with no hope of getting proper facilities. Although much has not been changed, there is some progress. With competing needs and resource limitations, the GTM has to balance the need for roads, bridges, and sports facilities. We have completed the construction of a new sports facility built from scratch between Municipal village and Maripe village. The Runnymede Sports Center boasts a soccer field with a grandstand to accommodate 2,000 people, a huge hall with a capacity to accommodate 1,000 people, and also available in the precinct is a combo court for netball and basketball. In addition to the Runnymede Sports Center, we have upgraded 2 sports facilities in Beggersdorp and Julesburg. The upgrades in both facilities are almost identical, with both getting a new grandstand to accommodate 500 spectators, ablution facilities, paving, 2 soccer fields, and combo courts. On the 12th of July 2017, we officially opened a taxi rank in Nkwankua. The 11.7 million rand project was funded through the NDPG. We installed steel palisade fencing, paved the surface, and built a covered taxi parking bay. In supporting small SMMEs, we built 22 worker stalls which accommodate 44 workers. This year we completed the Lenyenye taxi rank, which, unlike Nkwankua taxi rank, was built from scratch. The 9.9 million taxi rank boasts 5 worker stalls, holding and loading bays as well as parking bays. The taxi rank also has ablution facilities and a water storage tank due to water shortage in the year. We also paved the surface. Members of the infrastructure, we are proud to pronounce that we have built in the past 5 years, we have been able to build 7 low-level bridges which link communities and allow residents to access critical public facilities such as hospitals, clinics, and schools. With some communities sharing a school or a health facility, bridges play a vital role in connecting these communities. To cite example, Marumo Fasi through Tigline, Agatha Cemetery Bridge, Mawa Low Level Bridge, Kubu Tulandlamoni Low Level Bridge, Rikoto Low Level Bridge, Mugoyani Low Level Bridge. There is also the last bridge called Huehue. It is important for the public to know that Greater Zanini Municipality distribute electricity to an area of approximately 3,200 kilometers. The distribution area is not the same as the municipal jurisdiction area. Repakela motlagase ka mafelong a go tshwana a le ka fase ga Baphala Municipality, a se ka Giyani, Letaba, Lebellenkumbi, na le Johannesburg, Georges Valley, and many other areas. Tindhawu ta ku tala leti ti nyika gezi hina tani ri va masipala I mapurasi. A swi tiva ku infrastructure ya hina ya khale and I ringeta ku we must be able to revamp it. We need almost 300 million in order to refurbish our electricity infrastructure. In order to make sure that there is efficiency in electricity services, we have purchased 9 new vehicles. We have installed diesel generators in the civic center and our water treatment plants to prevent service interruption due to load shedding. We have bought new transformers to replace the old transformer at our main substations in Zanini. These transformers will increase our capacity to distribute electricity for the next 45 to 50 years. We have in the past 5 years replaced 35 kilometers of overhead lines as part of the refurbishment project. We have also installed auto reclosers at the value of 6 million. In the R36 entrance to Zanini, we installed 50 street lights. In the R71 entrance, we installed 10 street lights. I will in summary indicate that Zanini Municipality referred go fa baludi ka mga ga bona motlagase. Se se sa go se bidiwa re ke di extension where new settlements are being built. It is called a moving target and therefore it's going to be a continuous process. Re boletse gore di Apollo light di thusa gore re lwantshe bosenyi. Ke maikemišetšo a rena go dira gore di-community tše rena ka moka ga tšona mafelong di fetše di na le di-Apollo light ka baka la gore dumelo a rena ke gore Apollo light a se ntho allocation le drobone fela. Re bontšitše le gore re šoma le SAPS ba re guide mo go na go di-hotspots ja crime so that we are able to put Apollo lights. Councillor Mikatego and Councillor Machimani want to report. Gore ge masepala wa Zanini wa gwa ka bo 1974 o bo o sena draba le batho o tseba re go na le batho ba go ba di gole disabled people. We are proud, Councillor OJ, that 46 years later, the municipality, knowing that we have got disabled people as our constituencies who were not able to access the office of the mayor, the office of the speaker, the office of the municipal manager, the office of the economic development director, where economic empowerment issues are discussed. They did not have access. We have built a lift. Today, our disabled people on wheelchair can access the municipality in its entirety. Every government is about youth development. A nation that does not take care of its youth is doomed to fail. We have got what is called Mayor Student Financial Aid Scheme. It has been ongoing. As I said, we are building from the foundation laid by those who came before us. Alderman OJ, present here, Councillor Digeledi, Maitre Usiem. During the period under review, the MS FAST in Zanzibar has been able to assist 479 students since 2017. It must be noted that since the introduction of free tertiary education, the number of applications have dropped significantly. We continue to receive applications from students who have debts and cannot get results or continue with their studies. National Youth Development Agency. Youth in Mupani used to travel to long distance to Tulamela and Polokwane to access NYD services. The mandate did not have. It is our pride, Executive Mayor, that in June 2017, we met with the National Youth Development Agency to lobby for the establishment of the NYDA offices in Zanin. We are pleased to announce that in June 2018, the NYDA for the first time opened its offices just a stone throw away from Civic Center in Greater Zanin Municipality. The Zanin branch services the entire Mupani district. The NYDA has a grant program that funds business of young people for startup, growth, and expansion. It also has a mentorship program where young people in business mentor young people who want to start businesses. The NYDA also offers training and funding to cooperatives. More than 25 young people from Zanin have received funding from the NYDA so far. The Council of Zanin continue to pay for the accommodation of the NYDA. It is a matter that the Executive Mayor and ourselves are engaging with a view to ensure that in line with the new development model, district development model, we can work together to find a solution that will be accommodative and assistive to the rest of the district. Up until the declaration of coronavirus as a pandemic, we hosted the Mayor's Excellence Awards to recognize outstanding achievement by learners, educators, and administrators. In these awards, we rewarded winners with laptops, vouchers, certificates, and trophies. Madam Speaker, research has shown that lack of sanitary towels results in young women from poor backgrounds missing schools at least 4 days every month. These young women lose their human dignity because they often use old newspapers and clothes in the place of sanitary pads. The Standard Bank and the First Lady of Greater Zanin Municipality have distributed over 8,000 sanitary towels to various schools, to mention a few, across the clusters. Magoza, Letaba Special School, Progress, Mugwane, Makshope, Mutladwa Machaba, and all of them, they are getting assistance on a monthly basis. This year we have donated 8 wheelchairs through the assistance of Good Samaritans to ensure that people who cannot access other services have got the opportunity to move. We have donated, as a municipality, working together with stakeholders, a lot of school uniforms to poor children, which we may not be able to count now. But as the Speaker was acknowledging, I've learned the Maripe Plaza is here, who we are working very well together in terms of providing school uniforms to various poor children and other many. Recently, we have, working together with MTN, donated 50 bicycles to the poor children who live far away from schools in Ward 1 and Amukhalabe Mauna Claras Ward. On economic development issues, Councillor Sani, in this world when we assumed office, we spoke about Nkwankwa Industrial Park and our desire for the park to be revamped. We are pleased to announce that through the Department of Trade and Industry phase, one of the revitalization of the industrial park has been completed with the installation of palisade fencing, installation of high mast light and security gates. During many of our visits, we have seen how important the park is in the uplifting of the local economy. That industrial park employs over 3,500 permanent and temporary workers. In November 2017, we launched the Municipal Planning Tribunal, which considers and determines land use and development applications within the municipality. Since the establishment of the tribunal, 112 applications were approved by the tribunal so far. We promulgated the Special Planning and Land Use Management Bylaw on the 25th of August, 2017. In 2016, one of our main objectives was to develop an incentive policy aimed at attracting both domestic and international investors into the municipality. I can now announce that the incentive policy has been finalized and it is awaiting final council approval. I am confident that the policy will be ready for implementation in a few weeks to come. As a municipality, we have established what is called Zanin Agri Expo together with mainly agriculture stakeholders. This event is held annually in order to promote agriculture in Greater Zanin municipality. We are also pleased to announce that GTM is now a business registration center. This means that all business must now register with the municipality and not the Department of Economic Development, Environment and Tourism. 878 have been received and captured. 320 applications are currently approved and certificates issued. The adjudication committee is currently meeting monthly to finalize the adjudication. EPWP. We managed to employ 6,985, of which 5,875 were employed by the municipality and 1,114 were employed as per request by the department and the municipality, the Mopan District Municipality. We have been able to facilitate and coordinate applications for sponsorship, COVID-19 relief fund, for them to receive the 3,000 vouchers. We received over 1,000 applications and assisted by providing letters of support. Our concern with sponsorship is whether our people are running these sponsorships or they are rented to foreign nationals and therefore denying our people the capacity for real economic empowerment. Madam Speaker, I want to announce that through Greater Zanin Economic Development Agency, we have facilitated an investment of 1.4 million from the Industrial Development Corporation for the construction of fully fledged and functional digital college at Lenyenye. The center is operating and was successfully launched on the 15th of April 2021 by the Minister. In March this year, 8 of the SMMEs were trained in marketing and financial management under the program of informal traders and micro enterprises. 1,358 houses have been completed since 2016, and we have been allocated 165 units for 2019-2020, which are not yet completed. The Department of Cooperative Government, Human Settlement and Traditional Affairs has allocated us 330 units for 2020-2021, and these units are still to be completed as well. We currently have a backlog of 11,580 low-cost housing. We are in the process of establishing township at Dan Extension 3 to build low-cost houses which will benefit the people of Nkwankwa, Dan Village and surrounding areas. Coxstar has appointed a service provider to do township establishment at Lenyenye Portion 2, which will be called Municipal Extension 8 for integrated sustainable human settlement, which is a gap market project. Dan 1 extension, 1 gap market project is doing well and people are buying houses. The occupying rate is at 45 as well. We are planning to build rental stock to accommodate those who do not want to buy houses but work in the surrounding area. On the much reported Dalana hostel, Dalana put our municipality and the province in the national spotlight for all the wrong reasons. Dalana hostel will soon benefit from the provincial department of Coxstar through community residential units. Coxstar has appointed AIEs to conduct a feasibility study project, design and project packaging. The process is in the final stages. Coxstar will budget 420 units, which will help upgrade the standard of living for the people of Dalana. Re nyaka le tseba badudu hore batho ba bantši ba dula go kwa Dalana ba khumane dindo ka kwa Dan Extension empa dindo tša bona ba di hirisa ba boya ka mo hostele ka mo ba dula mo hostele. And when media o ba bontšha o ka re total bangwe ba bona ba na selo. Of course there are those who are vulnerable, mara bangwe ba bona ba na le dindo, and some of other people le bona mo ba jwang gona ba na le dindo empa ba nyaka fela boleke gore ba kgone go dula ga ba bereka ba be gausi le mmereko. It is the reason why the municipality and Department of Coxstar, we are working together to make sure that there must be a solution. That particular place, there is a proper plan which will make sure that our people live in decent houses. The Minister of Human Settlement, Water and Sanitation has declared 136 areas as priority human settlement and housing development areas. The areas declared as priority human settlement in the GTM are development, so that we should know, and when we see development by the minister, we should not be surprised. Nkwankwa nodal point, Dan A and Dan C, Mokholoboto, Nkomanini, Nkwankwa A and Nkwankwa D. Zanini Core, which is Bombagalana Agricultural Holdings. From now on, a significant portion of public funding is due to go to these areas to attract private investment. This includes various subsidies and support schemes and how projects to upgrade informal settlements. We have, in the period under review, received a number of donations by Good Samaritans to build houses for poor people. Just give examples of the houses we built in Tigiline, houses we built in Mobja, still to be handed over or officially opened. In Julesburg, we were given houses there. In Lulu, in particular for a man who was over than 100 years, in Tatele Maum. Through Standard Bank, we built houses in Wadwan. In Petanenge, together with Absa Bank, we built houses in Maripe and in Nkwankwa. We have given title deeds to people, in particular in township. People in Nkwankwa and Lenyenye have for a long time stayed in houses that did not belong to them. We have given many title deeds there to restore the dignity of our people, for them to say, yes, this house belongs to us. Jiteda is hard at work, unleashing a number of projects that are helping to assist our people. We will not be going into reading those projects. Ladies and gentlemen, Madam Speaker, and all our guests, We have received an unqualified audit opinion from the Auditor General for the 2019-2020 financial year. This means we were able to adequately account for every cent that we are using as a municipality. So, you must first check what the professionals are saying. Start there, so that you don't apply common sense. Auditor General says we are able to account, and we are indeed able to account. We want to remind the House, Madam Speaker, that we won the Provincial Governing Begi Award Housing for our administration and coordination of housing projects. In 2018, we clinched second place in the greenest municipality competition along with 3 million prize money. We have been consistent in this competition, Madam Speaker, if you remember very well, for a long period of time. Very important. The MEC for Corporate Governance, Human Settlements and Traditional Affairs has approved the accreditation of the GTM to perform level 1 housing functions. These functions include management, subsidy, budget, planning and allocation, as well as priority program management and administration. For badudi ba borena le tseba gore ge re ka itshwarela khodelela go se go ye kae mmušo o ka ta kgona go tšea budget wa fazaneng ba re bolena thomane le plan le tsebo re le šomisa dintobjane le go fa bomane everything alaola ke mmasepala. We are moving towards there. With cooperation, we will achieve. Because currently, reject list la romela polokwane. Ba go ya ba de bosa go mga wa tswa dintwa ba approve ba sa approve. So that authority, if it is given to us, we shall be able to manage it together with you. To summarize what Councillor Maunatlala was presenting and was adopted today in Council, we are emphasizing that we are dealing with a budget of 1.6 billion. Tšhelete ya rena re 1.6 billion. E ke tša ngwaga ka ngwaga ba la gore mmušo o re fa di-grant go na le ba ba patelang di-services in order for us to have such a total budget. Tšhelete ge re ikhumane ka moka ga yona e šoma go ya ka di-category je di filego mmasepala, e ka ba di-salary, go reka di-bulk services, go reka meetse mo reka go gona bjalo bjalo. This municipality has increased some tariffs, property rates in line with the permissible legislations. We have increased to 3.9, electricity 14.59, refuse removal 9.66. In Hellisbeck, I want to report official chief whip that for all the years, the people in Hellisbeck, we were buying water maybe for 10 rand and selling to them for 5 rand. That matter is a matter which was a big problem, and we are happy to announce that that matter has been dealt with. Today, we are putting them on par with all other people who are living in rate-paying areas. INEP, which fund us for electricity projects, we have been able to electrify various communities. Mara, for this financial year, we want to announce that a whooping 3.8 million will go to Mavele in Ward 5, where we shall be doing phase 5, because currently we are busy with phase 4. We'll also be electrifying new places in New Rita in 22. 11.1 million for the electrification of 618 households in Winnie Mandela. Winnie Mandela village is a village next to Dr. C.N. Padua Hospital. I think it's on what is in 29. All these projects together will cost 16 million. We will continue to upgrade the Kodesa to Hani, the Matapatul Sega. We are going to be finishing it. Nkwankwa B streets and the streets in Lenyenye, the Trabani streets, the completion of Muladi access road from gravel to tar, the road from Glassworks in Ziggy Line to Dr. C.N. Hospital, completion of Parare and the Zangoma road. We said this particular proper important announcement, especially to the people of Ward 10 in Marine Road, that we have got serious engagements at the level of the province executive mayor. There is a small road in Marine Road. When we were supposed to build that road, they've been appointed consultant. It was then discovered that the road is a D road, and our money will depend on Coxstar. Now the instruction is that if you build that road, we are not going to fund the road. We've been engaging the MEC and the senior officials, because the road is just inside the community and they don't have alternative road. I'm requesting before all these constituencies and this meeting today that through your endeavors, please help us to resolve that particular problem, because it is difficult to explain to the community this is a D road. It doesn't show any sign of a D road. We'll appreciate your intervention in this particular challenge. The other thing that we wanted your intervention, which I think we've already communicated to the office, is what is called the Lenyenye Sports Field. It was a project of the district, I think over a decade ago, abandoned, and your intervention, I'm quite sure, will assist us. But we stand by our commitment that the roads that were spoken about shall be done, and that does not discard the plans of the Department of Public Works and Infrastructure. We are also going to make sure that we are going to erect concrete, cement, and palisade fencing in the two cemeteries that we have referred to earlier on. As per the mandate of the ruling party, they want us to minimize outsourcing. We are continuing to buy graders, we are continuing to buy TLBs, so that the municipality must be self-sufficient in dealing with its own business. We are also buying waste trucks. Next time when we are traveling around Zaneni, when you get a ticket, just speed. The people who will be giving you a ticket will be the internal staff of the Greater Zaneni municipality using the internal property of the municipality. Frustrations. We are going to do it on our own as Greater Zaneni municipality. In the outer SS, I move towards peroration in the language of Makhalawe, Maunatala. We are going to be upgrading the sports fields that are there, with understanding that if we don't, we are going to create problems. There shall be a construction in the outer years 2022, 2023, 2023, 2024 of a Bulemato community hall. We have also allocated a 1 million for the same region sports field in the outer year, pending the solution of the problems that we are talking about. There are 6 wards which will benefit in the outer year 2023 from a road infrastructure that starts in Kopo, which is now Ward 32, via Malabosani, which is Ward 22, via Pulaneng, which is Ward 29, via Trikiline, which is Ward 30, via Muyakayaka, which is Ward 35, through to Maligega and Shoromon, which is Ward 27. 6 wards at a go. I am confident, ladies and gentlemen, Madam Speaker, that with the implementation of these projects, the municipality will be on the right path to development, economic growth, and employment. We have a responsibility to uplift our communities and to liberate them from the bondage of poverty, joblessness, and inequality. We have a responsibility to provide a secure and safe environment for people. It is our task to provide sustainable basic services such as water, electricity, reliable road infrastructure. As a society, we must unite and stand against women and child abuse. The violence must be ended, and it is through joint efforts that we can make that a reality. Let there be massive registrations on the 17th and 18th of July. Let there be peaceful, free, and fair elections on the 27th of October. Let there be equitable distribution of quality services to all our communities in the Greater Zanele Municipality. Let there be water for the communities. Let there be water for the animals to drink. Let there be water for the farmers to feed the nation. Let there be working together, coexistence, tranquility, and peace amongst residents in the Greater Zanele Municipality. Maibu, yeah. Baya dangi realeboha ha kensa rolebuwa salam alaikum.
It was necessary for us to pay attention so that we know we account for the past 5 years. This administration. Mira for that eloquent speech, and I'm so happy because it was live. I just want to request, especially for the secretaries of the ward, we avail those speech multi-social platform so that everybody can access, because it's very much important for us to have that. And on that one. Thank you very much. In terms of the agenda, we're having input by political parties. Will not have that input because when the mayor speaks, according to the protocol, there is nobody who must speak after. We'll replace that item by the item on vote of thanks, of which will allow the Chief Whip of Council to come and give a vote of thanks on behalf of the municipality of Greater Zanele Municipality. A big round of applause, please.
Thanks very much, Madam Speaker. Honorable Mayor Mirwa, leadership of Council, and all of you under this roof. Earlier on today, we adopted a 2021-22 IDP budget for Greater Zanele Municipality, a budget which gives hope for the future of Greater Tzaneen Municipality and its people. All parties in council will agree with me that the ANC is in charge and we are leading. We are an organization which listens to people, and we always take responsibility and account on what we are doing. In passing a vote of thanks on behalf of the municipality, allow me not to single individuals who contributed towards this successful event, but I go straight to categories which I think are key, outlining few individuals who made sure that we arrived where we are today. I then extend our appreciation or our gratitude to the Executive Mayor of Mopani, Tate Shai. We as well extend our appreciation to the traditional leadership, to Staina, our councillors, all of them. I saw there are visitors from the district and our own local councillors. We appreciate the present, we extend our appreciation to all the departments who were part of us or who are part of us as represented by various reps, the MMNE's officials, a team which is at work, our key foot soldiers, the ward committees. I understand there are ward committee secretaries on behalf of our wards or communities. You are our foot soldiers. Without you, the municipality cannot function. We really appreciate your coming. We are happy because this program was live. I tried to switch on to the Facebook. I saw what is actually happening. Society is so happy. The people we are leading there are so happy, we must indicate. Already the responses are so progressive. So we are happy. It shows a positive sign towards improving the lives of our poor communities. So with those words, allow me to once more bow before all of you on behalf of GTM, extending words of appreciations to all of you. And lastly, we would want to encourage all of you to stick to the COVID protocol. We are that minimal number in terms of the regulations, but the rest it's with our conscience. So the regulations can be right or wrong, but the rest lies with us. So let's take care of our lives. Let's sanitize where it's possible. Let's put our masks where it is possible and practice social distancing. So by doing that, we will at least try to cap this pandemic. Thanks very much, Madam Speaker.
I can say a round of applause for the chief. Inkomu, I can say we're moving to item 8, which is announcement that will be rendered by the municipal manager, Mr. Matala. A big round of applause for the municipal manager when attending the stage, please.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Let me acknowledge the Mayor, the Executive Mayor of Mopani, the Alderman OJ. I must say I have had an opportunity to work with him for almost over 20 years or so. So I was one of those fortunate people to have worked with the alderman. Let me acknowledge the executive committee, the traditional leaders, all councillors, all invited guests, my colleagues that I'm working with, all protocol observed. Madam Speaker, I have an interesting job description, and one of my areas of work, Councillor Masil, I don't know whether it's there in section 55 of the Systems Act, but this job description says that I must announce to people that food is ready. I like it though, because I'm sure all of us have to live with food. We must eat. So food is ready, and this is the process that we will follow. The Chief Whip mentioned a very important matter that we must always preoccupy our minds, that we are living with COVID. The pandemic is there. So even when we go for food, we must observe social distancing. We must sanitize our hands. We must never be found complacent. We must always remember that. But moreover, if we are gathered like this in big numbers, COVID likes, the virus likes big numbers. It thrives. I'm sure wherever it is smiling and saying, you see, these people are many, I'm going to catch one of them. So it becomes important that we don't become complacent. We always remember that we are having a deadly virus that we are living with. And what we have done also is that we will have takeaways, we will not have gatherings, and you will have a takeaway, and then we will all leave the area. The leadership, the executive mayor and the mayor, there is a door opened there. That is where they will be served. The ushers will lead them to that place. And then the executive committee, there is another door there. I'm told it's the kitchen. And then councillors also, there is a kitchen behind there. That is where councillors will be served. My apology, my paper is not here. Beauty, can you just get my paper there? I thought I have a memory of an elephant. My memory is starting to fail me now. Expo will be, yes, at the inside there, and then the PMT will, and the leadership, and also the Mahoshi traditional leaders will be at the back of the hall. And then I want to see where everybody will be. The guests will also be in the kitchen area, and I think the rest of us, we will just remain, and there will be some arrangement from the ushers will be giving guidance as to where we are supposed to go. Thank you very much, Madam Speaker.
Thanks very much, Municipal Manager. We want to apologize to our cultural group. They were supposed to entertain us. I think you will understand. Due to this, especially the third wave, we might find ourselves in danger, all of us, while we'll be receiving the entertainment. I know you have been invited, and normally when the cultural groups are invited and they are not getting space to dance, they will get angry. Don't be angry. We are taking that blame on behalf of all of us because obviously you must dance here. And when you dance here, you don't know what COVID now. Obviously, will be spread all of us. Now, in that note, you understand what I'm trying to imply. In that note, I want to take this opportunity. The Chief Whip did not thank me. I want to thank myself. I want to take this opportunity and thank you. You have been a good audience, and it's you who made me to be where I am in terms of to reach the destination. Because if the road was so slippery, bumpy, rocky, we couldn't make it. So in that note, I want to thank you very much and officially adjourn or close this meeting. Thank you very much.
Please let us all rise and remain where we are and allow the speaker to leave the house, and also our political leadership to be ushered to the places where they would get their food.
To usher them.